Hello, beautiful. Hello, 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 hello. Let us come together, whether you're watching this and you can do it with me now, you're watching this and you got to do this a little later. We're going to embody some breathing together and then we're going to dive into some really powerful codes to help you be more in your body, more in your absolute incredible joy, be more in your bliss, your vitality, your invincibility, your unlimited power. Okay, so Emma Leeks, welcome if we haven't met. Super good to meet you. And I have been channeling presence and light and stillness and messages from the angelic realm and beyond for 17 years. And it's been the absolute joy of my heart to introduce you to this course, to this moment, to just elevate your consciousness above the realm of the horizontal humans. I love life. I'm French. I'm French born. I also grew up in the US, and something about slowing down life and extracting pleasure out of life, reliving happy memories as often as you want, as many times as you want. So I remember growing up, I would have moments of intense work. I was going to UCLA and I had so much homework and courses, and I had to be the best. I had to get a 4.0 GPA. I had to just be the absolute best. And then there were little interludes of bliss where I would fly out of LA to France, where I would meet up with my family and go skiing. And I remember just feeling like I belonged, feeling like we all ate together, feeling like we had this slowed down, incredible life together. And then I'd have to get back on the shuttle and leave and fly back to LA, where I had roommates I never ate with. I just walked to school. No one smiled at me. People were just like in the zone. Have you ever seen those university students? It's like they're in that zone. They don't smile at you when you walk by because they walk by people all day. And you had the professors and this like very professional energy. And then I would go to work, and I worked for somebody there on campus and it was great, but my heart was like, ah, my heart. So I made a wish one time on the back of the shuttle as I waved goodbye to this family that had kind of adopted me because I was an orphan at that point, and they took me in. They were friends with my dad and they knew my mom had died, and so they just would take me in and they would invite me on holidays and they would, have me over for Christmas. So they were like my adopted family, and I just was like, I wish I could bottle up this happiness. I made that wish. I was like maybe 19, 20, and I was like, I wish I could bottle this up and just like have it. I just wish I could have it on the days where I don't feel like I have it. Like, can I save this happiness and this bliss? Can I just save it for later? Because I would get mad. I was like, what's the point? Fly all the way to France. I go skiing for a week, but I'm still miserable when I come home. What is the point? You know? So it got me through, it got me through school. And then I developed a superpower. My prayers were answered. And I have been sharing this superpower with people ever since, pretty much almost ever since. Okay. Because 6 years later, within 6 years of my spiritual, growth and awakening and learning energetics and learning how to really clear my aura and my chakras, learning how to be still in the presence of pain and learning how to really hold space as you feel all this pain, learning how to not get sucked into the pain body, learning to speak with it, understand it, reparent it. I developed an ability to relive bliss and joy as many times as I need by imagining it. And then I use that to clear and transmute fear of the future. So now I was using bliss to clear the pain of the past, and then I used it to clear fears of goals not coming true. And then the goals came true. Like $10,000 in one weekend because 10 people signed up for my $1,000 per person course, weekend workshop. A an amazing baby whose due date was on 11/11/11, and he came on that day. I mean, he was actually born on the 12th, but like I was in labor on the 11th. And a, a YU retreats all over the place, a home, moving back to the south of France, six figures manifesting with ease, and a brand new car, and then skiing in the Alps, and da 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 da, and not being a miserable mess, not being in this deep, recurring PMS, PMDD, like just this recurring pain. So then I obviously taught it to my girls and my clients because that's what I do. I teach things to people that I love. And then they started to manifest too. So if my bliss is a little too much for you today, don't worry. My bliss gate human design 46 is in transit. So I'm extremely pink and happy today. So welcome to the Pink It Bestie Sisterhood. I am your Pink It coach. Pink It Bestie, which means we just pinkify things. We make things happier, lighter. We just add little pink to it, a little feminine pleasure because it is our superpower. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how to recall and use moments of bliss. Okay, I'm going to walk you through it, and then we're going to use it to clear the past, any sticky recurring feelings, resentments, elevate your heart, and then use it to call things into the future and quantum leap, collapse time, and be a match to it faster. Does that sound good? All right, let me find my notes and then we'll get started. I would maybe when you listen to this, try to listen to it with your body and not your mind. Don't take any notes. You can always watch the replay. Practice just being in the beingness of the moment, like just be in your being. Practice breathing into your belly and just anchoring into the soil and into your root system and be in the stillness of the moment with me. Imagine, see, sense, or know your roots are grounded into the most amazing soil, like this rich, dark, volcanic soil of Hawaii, or choose another island or another land that you love and you feel close to, and choose to feel that soil holding you and just, it's got you, baby. You know, like I got you. And let your body, your mind, your consciousness drop into your body and breathe into the belly. So try not to breathe from the chest. You can just take a deep in, down there, like you're filling up a balloon. Push it out. If you gotta unbutton your pants, you can do that. And be here now. Be present now. And if the image of walking around Paris is going to do it for you, it's going to bring you into your body, do that. Imagine that. If being laying on the beach is going to do it for you, do that. But you just want to totally forget, suck your feelers back in from horizontal connections. We're going to cut them. You're just going to let things go. We're going to hand all of your worries and all of the people you take care of every day, we're going to put them in the light. Put them in the light. Put them in the light completely and absolutely. Let source, something greater than us, something way more intelligent than us, way more aware, just take all of your worries and your fears. You're just going to hand it over. Like this weight is coming off of you, and you're walking towards this beam of light, this waterfall of a thick, powerful, living light. And you're telling this light, here, take this. I am willing to live in devotion. I'm willing to live in prayer instead of always relying on self-will. I am willing to give this to this peak of the triangle, the peak of the pyramid. Okay, if you visualize just for a minute, the bottom of the pyramid is us being horizontal. Like I'm trying to deal with problems head on, matter to matter. And instead, we take the problem and the issue and we lift it up to the tip of the pyramid and we say, there is a greater source, a greater intelligence that knows what to do with this, okay? It knows what to do with it. And I'm going to hand it over. I'm going to hand it over kinesthetically through my energetic feelers. I'm going to send it up to be dealt with through the light, as the light, with the light. And I don't know the answers, but I'm struggling with this and I'm going to hand it over and I'm going to bless it. I'm going to bless it with pure love and light. I'm going to ask Creator and all that is good and holy. No matter how much you have faith in this energy, it lives through you, it lives you, it is conscious of you. And the moment you become conscious of it, it just amplifies, totally amplifies. Yeah? So later on, you'll hear me reference the pyramid as the golden key. And when you hear me say golden key it, that means just don't touch it anymore. Don't try to brainstorm your way out of it. Send it up to the golden key, send it up to the tip of the pyramid. Because then what happens when you're meant to come down over here and deal with it, you will know. It will be like a full body, this is what I need to do, or it will be dealt with for you, which is even better. So already can you feel yourself having sucked your feelers back in like they're spaghettis, and you're in the moment and you're just anchoring in the here and the now as if you have paused time. Time has been paused and you are watching everything at speed 0.5. You can see the wind blowing through the trees as if you've slowed it down. Maybe you are listening to the music that you're playing in the background and you just are really listening to it. So we're turning up your hypersensitivity. All of your senses are on. And you let everything go into the heart, like the softness of the couch. It's as if you're gonna feel it for the first time. The softness of the clothes on your body. It's as if you're grateful for them in your heart. The health that you do have, even if it's not perfect health, the health you have, because you in 20 years would be praying for the vitality and the youthfulness you have now. So can you love it and appreciate it? And in order to become this divine woman who has divine intervention, who has divine downloads and divine ease, we have got to be more divine and less in that frantic energy, yeah? In that like fight or flight response. So you just slowing everything down is sending messages to your brilliant mind that it is safe. You seeing beauty, feeling beauty, like if you take a drink of water, like drink it because it's free water. You didn't walk 30 miles to go get water somewhere in a well under a very hot sun. You have this availability to receive so much. And you're just anchoring that gratitude in your blissful heart and saying yes to it. Yes, I am lovable. I am loved. The whole universe supports me. I am a daughter of the universe. I live this state of ecstasy every day. I find the gateway to the state of bliss every day. My life is getting better and better and better every day. And this day can be one of the best days of my life. This day can be one of the most conscious days of my life. This day can be one of the happiest days of my life. And every day that you say this can be the happiest day of your life. It doesn't have to be one and then it's over. All right, I can, and you can too. You're going to learn this, okay? I'm going to help you hold your hand through this. So I can relive over and over again incredible moments. In fact, I trick my body into thinking it's experiencing an A plus experience almost daily. And often I use an image of something I just experienced 24 hours ago or less. Sometimes it's 48, sometimes it's a week, but it's really recent. I'm going to walk you through that today, okay? but I get to experience it again and again, like a loop. I slow down time. I have time, the memory in my mind, and I feel the moment again. In true French goddess pleasure fashion, I slow it down. I savor it. I hear every sound again. I feel them deep in my cells. I experience the moment in complete presence as if it's still happening. I remember the softness of the sheets, the weight of the feather-filled blanket. I still see the way the light shone through the curtains when the sun was coming up. I remember the weight of his hands on my bare skin as it caressed my back. Everything I feel again and again and again. Remember my wish that I could bottle up happiness and like relive those moments? See, I didn't know how to relive those moments unless I was physically in Europe on the ski slope with them, unless I was physically laughing with them. I didn't know how I could do that. And I learned by becoming more aware of energy and my body and my aura and my chakras and my ability to imagine something into being. So my cells and my molecules now are like on a constant vacation or a constant nap in the softest bed sheet because every time I ping pong with a sister on the phone, I relive that state, or if I take myself back there, which is my wish for you. So, so when I want to face a difficult situation in my life and I feel scared of losing love and approval or control, or safety, which are our basic human instincts. We were born with the instinct to belong, have love and approval, be appreciated. We want control, we want safety. These are basic human instincts. Like we desire those because if we didn't, we would walk down across a huge street with cars not looking both ways if we didn't have the instinct to be safe, right? We would just be daredevils. But because we're born with the desire to have these filled, these jars of safety, of love, approval, control filled, we we gravitate towards situations that will bring them to us, that will fill us with those things, right? Which thank God, because I raised a boy, and I'm really glad he doesn't have the desire or the instinct to jump off buildings. Like he wants safety as much as I do. Thank God. So whenever I feel scared of losing or feeling like they're empty, those jars are empty because the situation is, complicated or difficult, or I'm projecting a lack of finances, a lack of health, I'm projecting it in my mind, I take myself back to those moments where I have it. Does that make sense? Where it's here now, where it's always been here now, and it comes down my entire nervous system because the vision in my mind is it just happened last week. It happened yesterday, so I'm okay in my entire nervous system. And this is how, when I do this work for a future goal, the goal manifests in the most incredible way. Whether it is let me allow myself to receive an extra $1,000 with ease, $100 with ease, $10,000 with ease, $100,000 with ease. And as I regulated my nervous system with these three jars of approval, control, safety, the thing I was calling in no longer was something I feared or no longer something I wanted out of desperate lack. It becomes this thing you could just like, oh, well, what would it take? How could I be aligned to this? There's less questioning around it because your body is seeing it here now, attaching to these three states of approval, control, safety. Does that make sense? So we use something that happened to us that's an A plus, and we use it to erase out the fears that it won't show up. So you then are now visualizing it in a state of bliss, and your body and your mind believes that you want it and it's safe. It's that simple. And then, of course, I taught it to others, and the same thing. Whenever you see me post all of their wins, all of the things they're getting, I want to make sure you know that they're getting it in a state of grace and ease and love, not in a state of chaos and fear, because they're my ping pong sisters and they are ping ponging their way through this. So I'm going to walk you through these three jars. And even if you've done this before with me, please do it as if you never have to be completely neutral and re-experience it today. And can you see how there's in all of us? I mean, I haven't met a woman who doesn't have a sliver of a divine woman in her. This is why I love women. And I'm so glad I worked on my mother wounds or my sister wounds because it allowed me to just love women. Like, I love our sensitivity. I love how we love to cook together and talk together and giggle together and go out dancing together. And we love life together or apart. We just love life. And I think we're meant to have greater connection, greater community together, greater dreams together, greater cooperation together. But we do have these instincts that can get in the way, and we could be afraid that we're going to lose safety, approval, or control. And so when we call ourselves out on it and we help ping pong each other on it on the phone, I'm from the 80s. Can you tell I still do this instead of this? This doesn't make any sense to me. It's like an earphone. Hello? Yes. Yeah, so I'll give you a quick example. I need to clean these huge bay windows. Okay. And I know there's like this thing that you can buy that like cleans it for you. I saw it on Amazon, but I kind of like getting into it and like doing it myself. So I was like, oh, I'm going to book a ping pong session with Sarita in the morning because while I'm ping ponging for 30 minutes with her, I'm either on my treadmill or I'm cleaning my house because then I'm like double duty. I'm getting two things done at once. You know, it's super productive. So it was like the ping pong was really made for women entrepreneur or women who, you do drive to work, but you could do it on your way to work. You could do it during your lunch break. You could do it on a piece of paper. You don't have to be on the phone. But it was literally made for single moms, entrepreneurial moms who just got to do it when they got to do it. Ping ponging aligns you back to these three jars being filled up. Okay, so here's how we do it. And again, if you feel triggered by this, you are in a very safe space to mention that and to feel held through that as long as you honor the space you've been invited into. And there are situations where this work is not appropriate because you need maybe some other tools. Like most of the time, this tool will be okay, but if it feels triggering, breathe, maybe come back to it tomorrow, go for a walk and come back. Okay, and I'll tell you why it could be triggering. Because I'm going to ask you to think of a moment in the last 24 hours where you did feel love and approval. And for some of us, if we're going through a breakup, it's like, oh my God, you know, no, don't make me think of that right now. So let me give you some guidance on that. Think of a moment where you felt love and approval, but it can be as you went for a walk and you felt the wind on your face and you were drinking your favorite beverage and you sat on a bench and you looked at the view and you were like, I'm going to be okay. And life still loves me. And my 2 feet are on the ground and I feel love and approval just for myself right now. Even though I'm going through this, I am still awesome. And you can do some typing if it helps. I'm still awesome. Even though blah, 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 I'm still awesome. I'm still awesome. I love and approve of myself. Okay. It can be super healing to have somebody like me say we can get back in our body and feel the love in our bodies. I was definitely not there in my 20s. It took me a long time to get there. So I know what it's like to be like afraid to feel things in your body. I am an essay survivor that I had a childhood essay survivor. So I know when you don't want to be in your body, trust me, like I know the feeling. Okay. I know the feeling of hating in your body because of the pain you went through. So we breathe, we heal, and we forgive, and then we get to experience bliss through our bodies. Okay. So can you think of a moment in the last day, the last week, or the last month. You can go back as far as you need to, where you did feel absolute love and approval, where you can just relive the moment in your mind. You take yourself back, you breathe, you breathe, and you just feel it. Can you feel it in your whole body, like cell by cell, molecule by molecule? You're copy pasting this feeling of love and approval. And just let your whole body receive it and amplify it if you can, or imagine what it would be like. Like if you haven't had anyone really give you the biggest hug, and imagine the last time someone hugged you so tight that you felt held, like squeezing them. Or if you can't think of a memory, can you imagine it? Imagine it as if it's happening right now. You're getting that squeeze, that hug, that love. You're in the middle of a group hug. There's like 10 of us hugging you right now and just saying you're loved, you're incredible, you're powerful, you can do this, we believe in you, you're capable, you're intuitive, you're connected, your angels are with you, we love you. Yes, 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 I'm letting it in. Yes, 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 I'm letting it in. Amplify, multiply, compound it in your cell. Copy paste it across anywhere in your body where you feel a lack of approval. Can you go back to living that approval fully, completely in slow motion? I am loved. I am lovable. And I am loved. And anywhere I've ever felt unlovable, it's in the past, and the past is over. I am here now. We clear, cancel, delete, uncreate across all times, dimensions, spaces, and realities. Anywhere you've ever felt unlovable, it is a false, false truth. It's a lie. We make it an untruth. Across all levels of vibrations, existences, languages, delete it, uncreate it, transmute it. Your truth is you are a being of love and you are wanted here. You were wanted here. You have a purpose here. You're here for a reason. All right, brilliant. So now we're going to do it for safety. Can you think of a moment in the last 24 hours or further back and ask your mind to show you a moment where you felt safe? A moment where you just felt held and safe. Could be under the blankets, it could be in bed, it could be under a warm shower. Can you think of a moment when you felt safe? And relive it, feel it, plug into it, and let it move through you like a swirling light. You're sucking in any feelers of feeling unsafe and plugging into this memory of safety. Can you allow yourself to feel safe? And even safer. And even safer. Yes, 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 yes. I feel safe. I am safe. I feel safe. I know what it feels like to feel safe. Now, I do have a caveat. How many times have we done things that were so exciting and we didn't feel safe? How many times life is going to require you to step on a stage and you feel scared? It happens, right? There is a level of, I don't feel safe, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then just us working through the three jars of like, I just feel like I've lost my jar of safety. I've handed it over to somebody. I was married to them. I was dating them. I was living with them. I give them my jar of safety and they never give it back. And now I feel like my jar of safety is broken and nothing makes me feel safe anymore. And when are they going to give it back to me? And you keep resenting them for it and being angry at them because you totally relied on them for your safety and you thought they were going to show up and then they didn't. And then da 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 da. And the boss didn't give you the raise. And then your sister didn't call you back and your mom didn't show up. And then it's like, my sense of safety is shattered. And I don't feel pink at all right now. I feel like a black blizzard, a gray, brown, whatever. And it happens to all of us. Like if you ever see me triggered, be like, who did you give your jar to? Yes, I've done it. I moved in with my fiance, and next thing I knew, my jar of safety was like very much, what's the word? Very much in jeopardy. I was like, I can't think anymore. I can't work anymore. What's going on? So I moved out and I moved back to my beach condo and everything's much better. Like, give me back my jar. So you'll do it if you guys decide to join us in the Divine Woman. You'll do this work where you claim your jars back from people in the past, including your mom and your dad and everybody who was a power person in your life. And there's this whole ceremony and meditation we do with, we write letters, we burn them, we do all this thing to be like, I claim my glass jars back and I'm going to embed them into my core, into my heart, and they get embedded in like a crystal amethyst block that is just radiating light and power out of your heart. That's what we do if you guys want to join us in Divine Woman. But right now already, do you feel a little bit stronger? Like, oh, I can take my jars back. I bet you have, like, you could even start making a list of the people that took your jars or you willingly give it to them. And they did not know how to fill it up because the thing is, we do this in relationships. We're like, here's my jars. And the guy or the girl, they don't even know you give them your jars, one. And two, they don't even know how to fill up their own jars. Like they don't. So they have empty jars for the most part. So most of humanity is running on empty jars, except for the most innocent, blissful little kids. They have no idea that, they're like, my jars are always filled. I don't know what you mean. Like, I'm always happy. Everything's fine. And I know how many times I hand my jars to guys who were like barely getting to work, not cleaning their clothes and smoking pot every day. And I was expecting them to fill me up. Like that is a losing proposition. So now we're gonna do control. And for all of my sisters, me included, who are codependent, which means we thrive out of taking care of other people and forgetting ourselves. And we want to be able to control them because when we control them and we take care of them, then we feel fine. This is going to be probably one of the hardest one to reclaim is the jar of wanting control or feeling a lack of control. So, can you think of a moment in the last 24 hours where you were just a calm, centered, happy goddess in your bath, laying down on the beach, laying down on the grass, doing yoga? You just felt calm and centered, like your jar of calm control was filled to the brim. Or can you just think of a moment when you did feel calm, centered, and in control? Now, when I say in control, picture a pilot on a plane that's about to take off with hundreds of people. They look so calm. Like we're all like, is this a safe flight? Like we smile, but we're all kind of scared. And they're like, this is my 1500th flight for the year. No big deal. And they have a million buttons to push and they look so calm. So being calm and in control is a good thing. It's when we're out of control, it's when we want control that it's a bit of a mess. Yeah. So yeah, I always think of pilots. I'm like, they're so calm. How you're so calm right now. So just copy paste that calmness or think of a moment or think of somebody you love their stillness. You love their ability to transmute stress and just stay in this mountain of peace, this mountain of stillness. I have the gate of stillness, gate 52 in my root. So I tend to just emanate through my root center stillness for some people. And you could just feel into that. And that stillness is like that calm, centered control. And copy paste it across your chest and stomach, kinesthetically, energetically, wherever you feel any out of control feeling, you're going to just copy paste it there. Like Elle Woods, very calm, centered, and in control. Like, what? Like it's hard getting into Harvard? Please. All right, good. So, whatever you name this part of you, whatever you want to name her, I call her the divine woman. I call her the daughter of the universe. I call her my inner Elle Woods. What would Elle Woods do right now? It's the ping pong sisters. It's let us move out of a desire for an outcome and let us just reclaim all three jars from the gold and the desire, because that will also be a place where we lose our power. Is we're like, I want more clients. But in the state you're in when you call them in, you're in such lack that you're not in your power. So when you ping pong with somebody, you just are like, I am in my power. I am calling in new clients and I feel it in my heart and I'm so grateful for them. And how do I align to the woman? How do I align with the part of me, this woman in me who already has them because it's manifested? If I'm calling them in, it exists. How do I become the woman for whom this is just easy? For whom this is like on repeat. I've had so many clients over the years. It's so easy. Or how do I create courses that sell? Or how do I blank your goal? How do I get the house? How do I manifest the most blissful dream wedding? And let it feel like this state of bliss and happiness and ecstasy. And of course, lifting it up to the tip of the pyramid and not being in a state of frantic horizontal matter to matter confrontation with it. You're like, lift it up. It's in this higher power that is living me, that is existing through me, that is aware of me. And I can't make my pancreas work. I can't make my liver work. If I cut my finger, if you say, okay, now you need to grow skin back, can you think your way through that? Like make your skin grow back now and like stop the bleeding. We can't do it. But there's an intelligence that's like, I'm on top of it. Don't worry, baby. I got you. I'm gonna make your liver work. I'm gonna make your ovaries work. I'm gonna grow a human being in your body. There's an intelligence. Have you noticed that like you kind of need to go to the bathroom, but you're holding it, and the minute you get home, it's like you have to go to the bathroom? How does your body know that you're home? Like, how does it know? It knows. It has intelligence. It's aware. It's aware of you. It's aware of your heart. It's aware of your frequency. It's aware if you're ready to receive the thing you're calling in. It's aware. And if you're not ready, if you can't hold it, if you're like, oh, it's just gonna not come just yet. So we align to our goals and dreams through this visualization exercise, embodiment exercise, because we're inviting you to relive a moment of approval, control, safety that you've experienced or that you have in the past or imagining that you could in the future. And you're anchoring it into your body, into your cells, your molecules, and you're erasing the memory of that set point. So if you look on the scale of consciousness, I made a TikTok about that. And I'm like, how do you help friends or clients who tend to hang on the same scale of consciousness, like on the same set point? And even though sometimes you, me, all of us, there's moments where we're like, oh my God, I'm in a state of bliss because you watch a movie, because somebody's so funny, you're hanging out with a dear friend. And then next thing you know, you go right back to your set point, and it's like, why is this happening to me again? Like Eeyore, poopy party. Sorry if your guys are annoyed by my voices, but it helps me still love my job after 17 years. So, no, I love you guys. I'm kidding. I love this work. I will be doing this till I'm 120 years old. So, in pink, please. So we have friends and or ourselves. We're like, oh man, whenever I hang out with her, she's always down here, and it's so depressing. And then sometimes you experience her up here, but then she's right back to her set point. Okay. This ping-ponging work, this is why I said there was a little bit of a warning. I said it might be hard to ping pong if you're very sticky down here. Like if you've been down here, ping pong might just be super annoying to you right now. Like what's up with this pinkness? Like I don't want it right now. I've been there. There's days and months where I'm like, do not talk to me about this. I don't want to hear it. I'm going through my thing. Now, obviously, it's more like a day or two, right? I don't have those months of depression anymore. But there's times in my life where I felt like my jars were very much empty and I was very much powerless to fill them up. And so it's okay, right? Like there's nowhere on this scale of consciousness that I haven't been. I've had suicidal ideation. I've had apathy galore. I've had inertia galore. I've had depression galore. Everything on here I have touched and lived and cried and anger, rage. I have been on every single one of these, and that's the human experience. That's where we're here, right? But the thing is, like, when we decide to claim our jars back, call our energy back, and now, of course, you guys, ping pong is not just to prove a control safety. I'm obviously a little bit more, I have a little bit more experience than that. We do go into archetypes, we go into parts, we go into the inner child. There's two more a set of tools that we use to move through these old energies to just make sure they have been handled with. We do so much work around this that allows you to know, oh, wait, I am having a thought right now that is very sticky. It's so sticky that it's a wounded inner child. It's trauma. It's actually a traumatized teenager in me who is not letting this go. So we have tools for that that your ping pong sister can introduce during your ping pong sessions. Or obviously, if you take the course, you take Divine Woman, it comes with the ping ponging so that you can just have this blissful state of I feel so supported and everything that I want to be, everything that I want to become moves. Okay. We also do human design and gene keys in Divine Woman because it's so important for you to know how to tap into your genius and move out of the shadow because every shadow in human design or gene key is a trauma response. So if you look at the spectrum of consciousness, it always disappears on me, but I'm going to find it. If you look at the spectrum of consciousness, which are where the planets were 3 months before your birth and at your birth, these are trauma responses, okay? So we don't have the full worksheets right now, but all of these right here, the shadows, they're trauma responses. And so I show you how to move through that in your with your own particular gates and channels, or yeah, the most important ones in your design. So 3 months before your birth and then at your birth. So we blend ping ponging, the Divine Woman curriculum, which includes your gene keys and human design, so that you can really embody your genius and know how to really be your true self, your most authentic self, not your conditioning. Our conditioning is going to tell us to work harder, to do all these things that we're not really supposed to do or have to do, but we feel like we should. All right. So if you're confused about what is all of that, then I'm making more videos that you can watch next. You'll probably get them in your email on what is conditioning in my human design, what does she mean? And anything else that I feel is important, I'll include it in the next few days of this Divine Woman revival. And just keep in mind this. I think this is probably what I would want. What I would have wanted to hear when I was going through this. We have recurring sticky situations that we feel like just keep happening to us. And you're like, oh, is it them? Is it me? Why does this keep happening to me? And what is in my power to truly change it in me so that I don't become a match to it again and again? And so what I would say is that's what I did. Like I put a course together to help you bottle up your joy and your happiness and your bliss so you could be a vibrational match to that over and over again. And also to get to know you better, your purpose, and move out of the way of your goals, your dreams, and your beautiful, blissful life. We always get more energetically, instantaneously, wherever we go, we get more of what we already know how to feel. So, for example, when I was living in this beautiful French village in the south of France, I know it sounds like so blissful, and really it was, and it is. It's 2 hours away from where I live now. We always had this feeling of mirth and happiness and bliss and live songs, people playing guitar and singing on the street, and farmers markets and kids running around happy. And we would have picnics on the grass and fireworks at every occasion and just waterfalls and rivers. This place actually exists. Okay, I grew up in that place. This is where I grew up in the south of France when I was when I was 6 till I was 13. That's where I grew up. That's where my mom had got a house when we were living in Paris. She bought a summer house, and we ended up moving to the summer house when she stopped working in Paris. And once you know the feeling of bliss, once you feel in your body, I love it when my friends come over and we have parties. I love it when, oh, I love this, I love this, I love this. You get more of the feeling you know how to feel. You're a match for it. So I told you this whole story because I could be walking around that village and just the frequencies keep happening, the alignment keeps happening. So if you know what it feels like to keep getting a yes from a client, you know what it feels like to keep feeling happy and healthy, you just keep being a match to it. You keep being a match to it, no matter, like, without having to effort. You keep receiving the same thing. Now, that's equally true for things you don't want to have. But as you learn the tools to transmute it, as you learn the tools to clear it and change your mind, as you learn to no longer be underneath it, but be above it, then you get to be a match for something much greater and happier in your life. And you can do the work. We all are divine women. It's not like you're underqualified for this. There's no prerequisite to doing this work. You were born knowing these things, and I'm just going to help you remember them. That's it. All right, I'll see you soon.